Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Friday, the 26th of April, 2024. I'm Michael Thompson. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. So let's get going with story number 1. The S&P ASX 200 closed down 1.4% today to 7,576 points, weighed down by a drop on Wall Street and a fall in the share price of BHP. Today, the big Australian confirmed it had made a $60 billion bid for UK-based Anglo American, a bid which late this afternoon was rejected by the target. Anglo American's board said in a statement to the London Stock Exchange that the bid, quote, significantly undervalues the target, describing it as opportunistic. BHP will now have to either increase its offer or walk away. Its share price closed down 4.6%, and that was before the update came through from Anglo American. What a lot of drama for a Friday afternoon. Another stock worth a mention today is Newmont, which bought Newcrest last year and is the world's biggest gold miner, listed both in North America and on the ASX. Its share price jumped almost 14% today after its first quarter profit beat market expectations. Another strong performer was ResMed, which finished up 9.6% after its quarterly earnings beat expectations. Furniture retailer Nick Scali jumped more than 10% after it completed a $46 million placement to fund an acquisition in the UK. Story number 2, Judo Bank's chief economist Warren Hogan has caused a few headlines today, forecasting that the Reserve Bank will have to lift interest rates 3 times this year, taking the cash rate to 5.1%. That's on the back of this week's higher than expected inflation reading for the March quarter. It came in at 1%. Mr. Hogan, who's actually been on Fear and Greed a few times now, says that everything points to the current cash rate of 4.35% being too low. The consensus among market economists is that the next move in rates will be down, though that is now thought to be more likely next year rather than in 2024. On to story number 3, and the co-founder and co-CEO of Atlassian, Scott Farquhar, will step down from running the business, ending a 23-year collaboration with partner Mike Cannon-Brookes that has created Australia's largest tech company. The two have built a $50 billion business, or about $80 billion Australian, and have been largely interchangeable. The company now has 300,000 customers using its cloud products and more than $1 billion in subscription revenue. For the 3 months to the end of March, revenue grew 30%, better than expected. The sticky point of the Atlassian story is a lack of profit. For the March quarter, it made $134 million, but the company is on track to post a loss for the 12 months to the end of June. Anyway, Mr. Farquhar is bowing out, and Mr. Cannon-Brookes will have to work out the profit part of the puzzle. Story number 4, Super Retail Group's share price sank 3.5% today after allegations that the CEO, Anthony Herity, and the former head of HR, Jane Kelly, were in an undisclosed relationship. The AFR reports that Harmer's workplace lawyers are expected to lodge a claim on behalf of 2 workers asking for $30 to $50 million against Super Retail, which is the company behind Rebel and Super Cheap Auto. It is expected to include a workplace dispute alleging inappropriate company travel, bullying, victimization, and adverse treatment. In a statement, the company said the board undertook a review and investigations concluded that none of the allegations are substantiated. And finally, story number 5, the US economy expanded at its slowest pace in nearly 2 years during the March quarter, amid some moderation in consumer spending. But the US Federal Reserve has its focus on inflation, and so the slowdown is not expected to cause any interest rate cuts. Gross domestic product increased at a 1.6% annualized rate last quarter, the slowest pace since the second quarter of 2022, the Commerce Department Bureau of Economic Analysis said. While it shows a cooling in spending by consumers and government, domestic demand remains solid, helped by business investment and a recovering housing market. Wall Street fell while treasuries sold off, with yields hitting fresh 2024 highs as the economic figures revived the stagflation chatter. That's it for the afternoon report for Friday, the 26th of April 2024. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the weekend edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Michael Thompson. Enjoy your evening.